Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Aquatic Arena. Man, it is our second favorite night of the week, but of course, both Riptide and I are here for some Valorant fun.
What's your favorite?
Fireside chat, but of course, Thursday night's all about the community, Riptide. You know we love the aquatic peeps.
My favorite night is Community Mashup.
That is a good night as well. It's technically a day, though, because it's midday.
Sure, it is a day stream.
You know, daytime is where we like to have fun and play games, and evening time is where we like to interact with the community and bring awesome content to the world of gaming.
True.
Y'all, I'm sure you have been checking out all the awesome BigTime action where you know that 14 schools are going head-to-head over a 13-week period. But I don't know, Riptide, did you happen to see the post that went up on our Instagram today that marketing put out there?
Are we talking about the... Oh, sorry, because I think I know which one. Talking about the one, Destroy All Humans?
Well, that was also awesome. However,
that's the only one I saw.
In particular relation to BigTime, our marketing team has put together some awesome little BigTime highlights that are going to start hitting the Aquatik Esports Instagram so people can enjoy all this great action in tiny bite-sized snippets.
That is cool. I'll have to go check that out. I only saw the Destroy All Humans because I was present.
Y'all, there's a lot of great things that we talked about tonight, giveaways, some other things going on. But before we send it over to our great casters, what are you excited about the teams that are diving in tonight?
Yeah, so we have Wisconsin and Rutgers playing tonight. Just as a school in general, I enjoy Rutgers, what they do as a just an education source for students. But I'm going to go ahead and just dive in without any stats in front of me and say I'm going to pick Rutgers to take it away. Even though I feel like when I last time I looked at stats, I think Wisconsin's doing better.
Yeah,
I'd have to look again.
See, I don't ever actually put my bet into the ring because I don't like to lose, and so I never like to get the wrong piece.
I don't mind.
I just kind of stay from the corners like,
I like the gamble.
Like the gamble. Y'all, it's going to be an action-packed night. Of course, Riptide and I will be back midway through to talk about all the great things that are going on here at Aquatik Esports. And then, of course, your commentators are going to be doing all sorts of great stuff. And if this is your first time joining us here at BigTime, Riptide, why don't you tell them about the two fantastic commentators that are leading them through the night?
Yes, so one we have Kami Wolverine, who is the pro, probably one of the best commentators I've heard. And then the young man from the UK himself, Explo, who pretty much tries to show each employee at Aquatik up in each and every way. And I fear for my job every day because of this man, because of how good he is at everything he touches. So be excited, be ready. If you've ever wanted a mix between soccer commentators and WWE, you have the greatest mix right here.
That's a pretty fair statement. And guys, it is time to get into all that action. So Riptide and I are going to go order something to eat while y'all enjoy all this Valorant action. So let's throw it over to one more word from our sponsors at CORSAIR.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the BigTime Conference featuring Valorant. We are entering into week 8, and we have one heck of a matchup with two teams who have been number one in the conference at some point throughout this season in Wisconsin and Rutgers. And despite being locked in the aquatic basement for what feels like ages at this point, there is a little light at the end of the tunnel with this match tonight, and flanked to my right, as always, the wonderful, the effervescent My co-prisoner, my cellmate, if you will, in the aquatic
Yeah,
basement is
like that.
Explo. How are you doing tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing very, very well. I mean, I woke up not too long ago. Uh, but I mean, that just means I have all the more energy. This game should be very, very fun. We've got two teams that have both held or are currently holding number one. So, I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. But speaking of who's where, let's go have a look at our standings, shall we? The league table stands as thus. Rutgers, who are playing tonight, as you would have heard, are sitting in first place. Not handily, but they've got the round difference on Purdue, who also sit at 11-3. Those two looking like the targets to take down for everybody else as the wins begin to hit double digits for only 4 teams, and Wisconsin find themselves at 8-6, if I'm reading that correctly. And I mean, Wisconsin did hold the number 1 spot about 2 weeks ago, I want to say. And they've had a little bit of a rough go of things, but doesn't mean that they've lost their charm. And these two teams, I mean, I think I've made the reference to the Red War before, but I mean, this is even more red because I think last time it was Indiana, Ohio State, which is technically black more than red, but this is the real Red War. So I'm really excited. But what else can you see in this league table that might be of note?
I mean, the upper echelon teams have really separated themselves from the pack, but they're really like the more and more you look at this table, the less and less there is a differential between a lot of these middle tier teams, 5 through about 10, fighting for the playoff positions. Wisconsin, 1-3 in their last 4 maps. I mean, they convert one of them against Indiana last week to very close, a 13-11 and a 13-10, and they're right there with Michigan. Indiana drops down one. I mean, these teams are neck and neck, and we are getting into the latter third of our big time season. So this is going to be really exciting to see how all of these shape up, and having Rutgers and Wisconsin going head to head tonight. We're going to find out if Rutgers is the truth. We're going to find out if Wisconsin is going to be able to stop their slide. But there are some other very fascinating games going on. If we could kick it over to that schedule page. And the match that I have my eye on, I know you want to talk about Illinois and Indiana. The one that caught my eye is Michigan versus Iowa. That is our number 5 team sitting at number 5, excuse me, at 9-5, and our number 9 team sitting at 5-9. Iowa has played close match after close match after close match last week, going into, I believe, whatever is like quintuple. I don't know what's after 5, but 6 overtimes against this same Rutgers team, and just have been about as unlucky as Ohio State going up against Michigan. If Iowa takes 2 maps, all of a sudden they're sitting right there where Michigan State is sitting in that 8th spot. Michigan wouldn't drop down, but that puts them at risk for Wisconsin or Maryland to overtake them. It's going to be an incredibly interesting match, and that's roughly the same boat that we find Minnesota and Maryland in. Minnesota sitting at 5-9 as well. Maryland sitting right at the edge at 8-6. Like there is not much difference between these two squads. Explo, let's hear you talk a little bit about Illinois and Indiana, because that is the second best match that we have this week.
Yeah, Illinois, Indiana. I mean, that's pretty sure. Yeah, 3rd versus 4th with identical round differences. I mean, it doesn't get much closer than that. I think that this game honestly decides a lot of the way that these two will end their season as we start to get towards the end, because Indiana have been on a hot streak. Last week they played Wisconsin and they 2-0'd them, if I remember correctly, but
2-0.
it was, yeah, but they had to do a comeback on every map. So I mean, if any game is going to be exciting, it's going to be that one, and one that means a lot as well. But you're also right in those games that sort of decide. I think we're going to see a bigger fight for playoffs rather than the top spot, because I think Rutgers and Purdue are slightly starting to pull away a little bit. I think if I remember correctly, if Wisconsin 2-0 this, they still only go up to 3rd, depending on how Illinois and Indiana do. 3rd at best.
That is correct.
Yeah, so I mean, Purdue and Rutgers are really looking to push the gap open. But let's focus on, speaking of Rutgers and speaking of Wisconsin, let's go and see what they're doing tonight on this stream. Let's go to the maps. And it looks like that Wisconsin have gone with Bind, Rutgers have gone with Haven. Boring is, I mean, Icebox was on the table, but didn't go with it. I believe they banned Ascent and Split. I think Rutgers banned Ascent because that is basically Wisconsin's map. But I think you've got some numbers for me that back that up.
I do.
You do.
Ascent has been played by Wisconsin 6 of the 7 weeks, and they have won 5 of those 6 matches. So a little bit of a target on Wisconsin's back. And when you look at their other map pool, they have never played Split. That's their Instaban. Not going to be a map we ever see Wisconsin on, so long as they have the ability to ban maps, even with the rework. Just not comfortable scrimming on it. Not something they're interested in getting into. The fact that Rutgers, who also plays Ascent pretty well, is willing to take that target ban, pretty interesting. So it forces Wisconsin to play Bind, where they're 2-2, and the scalps that they've taken on that map in Penn State and Iowa, not particularly impressive, with losses to Illinois and IU, and sends them to Haven, again 2-1, not a map they play all that often, and another map they've lost to Indiana on and only beaten Minnesota and Nebraska. So they're beating the teams that they should beat on it, but not really taking any impressive scalps. Rutgers, not a lot of experience on Bind, maybe a factor as to why Wisconsin picked it, or maybe it was just the best of a bad situation, but they have taken down Penn State and Iowa in that 6 overtime thriller last week. But when we get to Haven, it's a little bit of a different story. Rutgers has played it 5 of the 7 weeks, and they have not lost a match. And frankly, none of them have been particularly close. The closest game is a 13-11 against Michigan State. Not a dishonorable not a dishonorable close game. They haven't lost anything. 5-0. They've destroyed Illinois 13-8, beat Ohio State 13-6. So a lot of this is gonna come down to how prepared is Wisconsin to play on that map. But not really much more to go into. We've all seen these maps. These are the 2 maps that we got on the closed beta. We've all played them. We've all seen them. Let's go into a little bit of prediction action, where there is finally, hopefully, going to be a little bit of a difference between us. We are sitting here at 8-8. And I have been a firm believer in Wisconsin from the very start of this league, and that is not going to change. You can see the Badger logo, which coincidentally, best logo in the entire league. That is, whatever graphic designer did that logo, cheers to the chef on that one. That's absolutely brilliant. And I'm going with Wisconsin, and the reason I'm going with Wisconsin is the Neebs difference. Neebs, one of the most active would be the right word, members of the Big Time Conference Discord server. Absolutely a blast to interact with. And when he gets into the server, something about him changes, and he transcends a normal Sova. He's the only non-duelist in the top 5 in the league, with average combat score averaging 253 points of ACS per game, and leads his team, I believe, 36 first blood. So he's not afraid to get into the action. He's not afraid to get into gunfights. And the arrows and his ultimates are some of the best in the conference. What really is going to make the difference in this one is if the Bean Boys, both Bean Boy and Bugsy the Bean, are able to show up. They play supportive roles, Smokes and Sentinel. If one of them has a big match, especially on a 3-site map like Haven, this could get very, very interesting. But I have faith. I believe in Neebs. I owe Neebs that much. And so I know you're going to disagree with me. I'm excited for you to disagree with me, because frankly, I don't want none of that pansy tomfoolery that we had last week, where we picked the same team. Like, let's be adults here. Let's risk something.
Let's be enemies. Yeah. I mean, Rutgers is a team. I think they are using a sub for this game. Summers, I believe, is being replaced by Relaxed Potato, but I believe I've seen him play as well. He's not bad by any means. But what we are looking for is Skirt and Ape Stance. Skirt is one of those just consistent. Mainly plays Jet. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen him on anything else, but he is 5th in kills and 5th in first bloods over the entire conference. I don't believe anyone in Wisconsin makes top 5 in those categories, but
Neither
correct,
of
no.
them. Nope, that is
But
objectively true. That is a
yeah,
factual statement that you made.
mathematically true. But also, Ape Stance. Now, I'm gonna say a naughty word here, but in CSL,
Ew.
yeah, I
Ew.
know, right? It was a few weeks ago. They were playing in that, and he just turned the game on its head like that. It was like the rest of the team wasn't doing quite as hot, but he just took the game and just decided he was going to win, and thus they did win. So I'm really excited if they can release the monkey and hopefully cause some extensive violence. But this isn't one where I don't like this other team, because I love Wisconsin. They're great guys, but also I love Rutgers as well. They're both two of the teams that, as you said, are the funniest to interact with, some of the best people that we have here. So, I mean, I'm excited either way. But for the sake of the score and the fact that they are first, I think it only makes sense to go with Rutgers. But either way, I mean, I'm not going to be like annoyed until when you finish rubbing it in my face, I might be annoyed. But after that happens, I think I will generally come to terms with it in the end. But I believe that maybe, potentially, it should be time that we play the game. It sounds like a wild theory, I know.
You
But
come with controversial take after controversial take week
yeah, I
after
think we
week,
should
and it
just,
never ceases to amaze me how you manage to be so controversial and yet
I
so
know,
brave.
I know. Well, I think it's time to play the game. But before we play the game, we do what we always have to do. We have to say hello and listen to some words from our friends over at Corsair. So once we're back from them, we will be into game 1 on Bind. Welcome back to Agent Select. As we see, it seems to be our new favorite place to start. Ideally, we'd be straight into game, but we get a look at the thought process. No memes, no drawing the timer to the end like some other teams. I don't want to,
No
don't want to
naming
say
names.
no naming names, but these guys have their act together. And looking at them, see the Killjoy. I know we talked about that last time Bind was played, but the Cypher also for Arthrook. I'm looking for anything else that might be of note. Skirt is on Jet. General no Jet, actually, for Rutgers. That is slightly interesting, because sort of a staple in most teams, but they've gone with the Phoenix instead. Sova on both teams, so I don't really care what else happens in this game. And I believe it should be Vicei? Yes,
I was gonna say
Vicei and Neebs.
Vicei. I'm gonna say Vicei, and I think one of us will
Vicei?
be right.
You know
Like,
what?
I feel like we go different, and that way he's only mad at one of us instead of possibly being mad at both of us. I'm gonna mitigate the risk on that one.
You know what? I'm up for that. It's like a bit of a roulette to see who's hated the most. But we are on Bind. We are at the B site, and Ape Stance on the Killjoy, actually, has the turret up. So the 3 constants of life ring true even here. And it's time for round 1. Everybody, it's Wisconsin versus Rutgers on Bind. And Relaxed Potato, the sub, hopefully looking to be a super sub, is starting with some showers control. And nothing's really happened in terms of the early pushes, but we are now looking for a push on long.
They have managed to keep 3 players locked in on Shower by just one man, Bugsy, passing away. So Shower control completely given up, but that has baited enough of the rotate that it is currently a 4-on-1 on site. There is the Killjoy utility that is going to make pushing onto it a living hell. But they are going to be able to get the site and get the plant. Wonderful work.
Yeah, I mean, Very nice pick in showers, wasting a lot of time though. Allows them to get the spike down, and now it's time to get moving and shaking for the first time. We'll see how warmed up these teams are. Vicey, I'll make up my mind in the moment. Now, Cheesy takes down one, looking for another as well. We're going to be on for the headshot of the third. Cheesy is making sure that he puts his stamp on the first round, and Wisconsin start off early, start off easy, and I mean, pretty simple start. Pistol round. I think we should look at the bonus, because obviously with the frenzy nerf and the stinger nerf as well, it's demanded a lot of changes in terms of how people what people buy on bonus. Because I think before it would literally just be everyone buys stingers. It's basically a rifle, just run it down A.
That is the extra 100 credits and the nerf on the recoil, and Bugsy the Bean with one of the most beautiful crosshairs I think I've ever seen in my entire life.
That's horrific.
I don't know what to make of that, but a lot of pressure right off the rip in showers, and they're going to try and take that away from them as fast as they can. Skirt able to get the kill onto Bugsy, and he is eco hunting for those frags in a very uncomfortable position for Wisconsin to be in with the upgraded pistols.
Yeah, this is not the situation you would vote to be in. We'll give him that, but I mean, here's Neebs looking for a little bit of a headshot, but can't really find anything. And it was very aggressive out of showers, and they've come off the better, and they didn't manage to push into the site at all. So basically, the round started again. They're a man down, but hitting the TP actually, it leaves 8 stance. The only man to defend, but it's Killjoy, so it counts as 2. The swarm grenade does find one of the spray down also, but Neebs cleans up a little bit. Manages to save some semblance of the round. Vicey manages to find one with the Spectre, and now it's only Neebs with a Ghost and a Dream. I'll have to see what happens. What happens is Neebs dies, and if you put money on anything else, I think you're pretty, not very intelligent. But it's a 2-0 for Wisconsin, and Rutgers, who are coming in as the favorite, are not looking too hot right now.
Rutgers coming in as a favorite, and I don't know how they could look much better. Clinical retake on the pistol, even having Ape Stance dying making everything a 4v4 in that pistol round, keeping 4 alive, only Ape Stance again dying in that second round, but did enough, got enough damage with his molly combined with a kill. I think there was a combined about 40 HP left on the 2 attackers remaining, Gokster and Neebs. Not much they can do other than get the spike down, but fortunately for them, the rifles are out, going up against an almost entirely full bonus, and a lot of aggression. Last time out of showers, this time out of A main. Skirt is going to find some action here in a second, and Skirt was not ready for Arthwook, getting taken down early, and unfortunately that is the little bit of a backfire that such aggression can give you. But playing a little bit of an off angle, playing a little bit aggressive, forcing tighter fights with those SMGs, not necessarily a bad theory, and a lot of information and control given. Wisconsin, on the other hand, wants to play this slow, wants to play their rifles, and wants to make it as much of a slow burner as possible, looking for any mistakes and further aggression. And they find it with Cheesy. Bean Boy able to land the headshot on that, and only 1 defender left on the A site. This is clinical by Wisconsin. That much patience, quite rare. And the spike able to get put down. The retake arrow going for Wisconsin, as well as Neebs' arrow, and Neebs able to finally get 2. Vicey and Relaxed Potato falling. Ape Stance lands 1 of the eco frags. Ape Stance lands 2 of the bonus frags, taken down to 50 HP. Not much left to dream of. Gokster swinging out a nice little 1-tap. Ape did a lot of damage. That is going to force 3 full rebuys. Absolutely unfortunate. We are having a little bit of audio issues on our side of Explo, so I'm going to get to try my hand in play-by-play commentary. That's going to be a big yikes for me and a big yikes for you guys at home, but bear with me. Please tell me you didn't just have it muted. please tell me you just
that was
weren't
me.
muted.
That was me. That's
Surely
me.
you did not press a mute. We are professionals here at the Big Time Conference. Analysis Explo of your mute button.
Wait. So how long was I?
The entire round. The entire round, buddy.
Just that round. Okay, good.
Yeah, not the whole time. Not the whole
No,
time.
you just completely on my end. You completely interrupted me. I was thinking, what is this guy doing? Well, hopefully I won't hit my mute button ever again. Let's hope that doesn't happen. I thought you were just. I just thought that you just didn't know what you were doing. Well, here we are. It's interesting start. Gokster looking for something. We can't quite find anything, but does dodge the operator, and Skirt finally finds his prey in form of Neebs. As the attackers look to make their way through, but Cheesy is standing firm, turret-like. And now, they're gonna have to revise their plan slightly. For something. Does find headshot onto Relaxed Potato, but he's got two. He needs to peek from two angles. That's a little bit of a whiff, and Cheesy goes down. Arthwook goes down from Cheesy. And now, it's only Bean Boy to go. Does find one headshot. Very nice and clean. But he's got to go up against an operator here. And it's not going to be ideal. The missed shot does have the spike, and there's no one on B. So he will run his 100-meter dash as fast as he can. Get the spike down. But even then, Ape Stance is very much on his tail. But they do let him get it down. Rush him straight away, and that might have been a mistake. Bean Boy finds one. Looking for a little bit more as well. Could have had a spray down through the box, but sadly was not meant to be. And
Bean Boy looked good for that one. His crosshair placement was impeccable. That looked like it was on the head of Vicey. The spray down through the box, able to take down Bean Boy. But I honestly thought he was going to get it. And then at that point, you're going 1v1 close quarters classic versus Vandal, and there is a world where he wins that. A bit unfortunate that that the damage fall off. Through the box and or a little bit of internet issues did not give him that headshot. He looked good for that one, making the best of a bad situation. Unfortunately for Wisconsin, coming close does not get them a full bye, with taking down to 2 players in the bonus round and losing all their players and losing that round. A Bulldog and a Hero Vandal, all that is left to their name. Maybe a fast B split. Gets them maybe a spike plant and full buy next round, but with Skirt on the op, it is going to be incredibly challenging for them to do anything on the A site. And with Killjoy's utility, things are about to get really unfun over here on B.
Yeah, unfun, but we'll have to see. This unfun might mean winning for the other party. And the spike actually has been picked up outside of market, and it looks like they're going for a little bit of a fake, making plenty of noise and getting plenty of kills, is Arthwook, as he uses that Bulldog to full effectiveness. And look,
Spike's going A.
Bean Boy, who is deciding that he is going against the status quo, and well, they seem to have caught on just about, but given enough time to set up a position here. Bugsy looking for something big, but the Showstopper has barely evaded him. Needs to find it before it goes down. Very nice from Bugsy. And he's being caught out by the Blade Storm, though. Skirt is too quick with it. And needs to find a right click here. It does. Nice, refreshed, going into showers now for a bit more murder. Looking for another right click. It's messy, and he's just got his knife out.
Oh, no.
You hate to see it. Neebs finds with the Hunter's Fury. And, ooh, you have to question that from Skirt a little bit. I mean, he couldn't see for a little bit of time, but not ideal. Could have done a lot better, and the Showstopper as well was shut down very, very nicely by Bugsy. So, I mean, it's you know, close enough for my liking. I don't think I would have liked to see, even though I predicted them Rutgers just run away with this. But we'll have to see what happens later on.
These are 2 of the upper echelon teams in the conference, so expecting anything but a slugfest. A little bit of a fool's errand. What was interesting about that one is, you know, he right clicks that pre-nerf to the jet knives, and the fact that he didn't trust the right click to go for it even that close is what wins Wisconsin that round. But aggression. Cheesy getting all the way down short. Shower control maintained, but it is about to get unfun for them. And Ape Stance going back. We could see eco rounds traded back and forth.
Yeah, well, the Sheriff is ringing true for basically everyone right now. Cheesy caught out by the Recon Bolt, but Vicey with his Hunter's Fury dinked.
That's
Not
145.
dead. So 145 won't be happy with that one. And as he goes down as well, he's going to be even more slightly perturbed. But Relaxed Potato does find one. Vicey has the Sheriff and the Shock Darts on lock as well. And Rutgers take 4-2. I mean, the Sheriff has decided that it wants to be the key weapon in that round. I'm pretty sure there was probably there might have been more kills with the Sheriff than there were with any other weapon. And I mean, that was the aggressive long push that we saw at the start of the round was very nice as well from Rutgers as well. What, 3 men going down and managed to catch out Goxter. Or Gokster, who cares?
Goxter. He corrected us
Goxter.
in chat. He corrected us in game
did?
chat in
That's
the pregame lobby. So
That's
it is
good.
Goxter. We're riffing on Vicey, but only one person could be mad at us, and that's, you know, I'll take those odds.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Just win the game, forehead. Well, Bean Boy makes an early aggression into sight, has the hot hands down, and there's trades all around. Relaxed Potato and Skirt both find 1 each, and it's traded back. Relaxed Potato goes huge! Finds 3, and there's only 1 more Lone Fox to kill, and Cheesy cleans that one up before Relaxed Potato with his 26 health manages to get a 4K. But 5-2, Rutgers now starting to look a little, showing their class, I think, as the operator comes out for Skirt. No operators on the side of Wisconsin, and I mean they don't really have I don't think they have necessarily a Jet AWP player. You can see that by the fact they're not playing Jet.
I was gonna say, yeah, no, there probably is no one that's going to be running the Jet operator combination when one key element of that is missing from the game entirely.
You know what I mean. There's not they not necessarily have a Monchi or a Skirt or a I'm trying to think of another one. Or a Penguin, for example. Skirt's trying to bait this out, and he's doing it masterfully, except for the bit where he actually baits them out. And now, as there's a push into Hooker as well, they're being very, very reserved and very slow with their push. Keeping everyone on their toes, but Skirt should find this. Oh, big whiff! And now it's all even, but Skirt actually cleaning up a little bit. Right-click flick, goes with the Blade Storm, looks for the shot, does find it, dashes into the teleporter. That keeps him out of position for a little bit longer. And now Vicey, Shock Dart goes out, doesn't find anything. Up goes the Recon Bolt, and now it is only Goxter left. Does find 1, but not the other. And Ape Stance trying to unleash the inner monkey. Does only find 1, but 6-2 now, and now Wisconsin need to start asking questions.
And I want to see that replay from Skirt over there on B.
Never do that ever again.
Absolutely wonderful control. 1-man B long, a little late on that repeak, unfortunately for Arthwook. And he's able to completely negate that site. No one had to worry about anything from B long. Even with a missed shot, he's able to regain his composure, get the kill onto Goxter, and then get the kill onto Arthwook. And there's no one there on B long, gets out of it, avoids the ultimate, and we have ourselves around, and back down to an eco is Wisconsin. And Rutgers is doing an absolutely fantastic job of establishing and maintaining map control. It's not always showers, it's not always long, it's not always hookah, but they find one key piece of the map for their hold. They hold it, give up the other one, and retake together. Their utilities perfectly coordinated. Their crosshairs seem to always be in the best spot possible. And there's not much Wisconsin can do with that. Case in point, Cheesy.
Yeah.
able to swing off of that contact. Vicey spraying through the wall, able to get one. Then there's nothing you can do. Granted, it is against pistols and a Marshall, but Wisconsin has no choice. They took enough long control and hookah control to rotate 4 players over to that site. And by the time the round's done, 13 health, and maybe there has to be less health on Neebs. You have Neebs at 9. The round's over. The round's over. They eliminated anywhere else they could be. And
now 1.
Oh, good lord.
Just taking
10
shots
health.
with a combined 10 health.
Just
for
in
both
the round.
players. There we go. And really should be done. Please kill him. There we go. Cheesy finds 3. It's a flawless win. Really setting a statement of intent now. So that was a questionable. Go into showers, and then they had about 100 health between them, and it just kept diminishing over time. Not the strategy I personally would have employed, but now really need to start turning things around because you don't want to go into, as much as defense might be slightly better, you don't want to go into any half, 9-3 or something like that. 7-5 definitely workable. 8-4 perhaps if you turn things around, but really need to start stepping on the accelerator now. Skirt trying to step on that, get the right idea, but doesn't quite work. Relaxed Potato is pushed up very far actually and does find Neebs. Nice aggressive. I like this aggressive pushing that we're seeing. Very nice, very nice. But Relaxed Potato does find one in front of the headshot as well. Goxter is the better of him. And the A site is wide open and they're only being chased. So turning around here is a fatal error and, well, it is made and the spike is dropped. So now, things are looking even worse and the paint shell actually is worse than that. So not the best situation to be in, and they can't really do anything. They just have to lose time. And honestly, if they just choose to push this, I'm surprised there's not a flank that's being started because, I mean, that's how you would really want to take this. There you go. Skirt takes one and now going all out. Here comes the classic. Goes up for no reason and Ape Stance cleans up at the end. 8-2. Things are not looking great. Two rounds here for Wisconsin, as I said, is workable, but anything past that is making things very much more difficult.
I mean, it's what I've talked about the last, every single week we've talked about this. The most important thing that you can do on the defensive side of this game is to take map control. And Rutgers is really the first team who we've seen with absolutely no fear, with a vested, concerted effort, make pushes and take B long. There they took B long and B short. They gave up the A site, and it didn't matter because with all of the information they knew they had limited the amount of places that Wisconsin could possibly be, and as a result, they can't play flanks. Beanboy able to get a kill into showers, but his whole team not there. Goxter finally winning some gunfights.
Very nice use of the run it back, actually, but Vicey doesn't need any stupid abilities to get kills, as he'll pull a few off himself. And, well, a round that looked advantageous is now looking even worse, and it looks like any advantage that Wisconsin decide to take, they get 2 steps back from it. And the Owl Drone does... he's just being harassed. That is just cyberbullying, I'm pretty sure. Vicey comes out with his Hunter's Fury at the end of things, and 9-2. I mean, 9-3 is the best they can hope for right now, and even that's not great. But especially on a map where the defensive side is not as, I would say, is not as advantaged as other maps. I mean,
about 50-50.
It's nothing like pre-patch split, nothing like that. But I mean, I think there's always a general buff to the defenders, but nothing that would excuse a 10-2 half. So. Things, maybe they might have to rely on the reset at half time, but I mean, it's not a good situation to put yourself in though. Nice start, Cheesy going out after Skirt finds one, and the paranoia would be very useful. Beanboy comes out, does find one, but is traded back, and now it's Relaxed Potato who is proving himself to be a wondrous addition to this team. But the showstopper is off the mark, and the spike is right there should he want it. Paint shells put a big target on Neebs right now. And needs to find something, but it's not ideal, not done. And now they could try and get to B, but I mean, there's still players waiting, and it's pretty hard to not telegraph this immediately. So we'll see the rotations come out just a second, I imagine, once they don't push. Nice Aldron, actually, to push through, but I don't think it has the battery to go around this corner, or barely. No. So they don't get the information that they really want, but I imagine maybe one person will start to make that move. But they don't really get like the full read on that everyone on the team was there. Goxter is ready to go out with a blaze of glory. Oh. Shut down. Just absolutely insulted at the end of that. Skirt does not give any mercy to anyone. Flying in the air with the Hunter's Fury at the end of the round, and 10-2, things aren't looking good at all.
Nope. My bold prediction, not looking great. The defensive side for Wisconsin going to have to be absolutely fantastic. But with the way that Relaxed Potato, Skirt, and Vice... I mean, there's no one to even point at. Every player on Rutgers had a round where they were the difference maker. Ape Stance made B-Site so incredibly uncomfortable to push that they forced aggression in A. They forced B long, and that pushed them into Skirt, who opt every single opening lane. He opt out of showers, he opt down short, he opt down hookah, he opted down B long. There was nowhere that they could predict him playing on the map. And just the amount of unknowns that Wisconsin had combined with the information gathering, and Wisconsin might be good for something here.
Ooh.
Oh. You know, you wanted to see it. You wanted to see it.
You really did want to see it, but see it you will not. And, I mean, it seems like every time you think something could go right, it doesn't go right. Just demolished Gokster. And even in
From
death,
beyond the grave.
post-mortem, Relaxed Potato finds kills. And, well, afterward taken out, not even got his crosshair at headshot level. And 11-2. And a pistol round loss. Things aren't looking great. And I think we might see an early exit here in round 1. But, I mean, it's not great going into Haven at the end after this. I mean, I think
and this is Wisconsin's pick.
Yeah, this is the map that I really expected them to maybe challenge and or get some rounds on the board. But maybe them being in first was, not going to say lucky, but maybe they just had a little bit, I don't know. They've lost their grip a little bit. Curveball goes out now. Relaxed Potato just running through. Neebs does put up a strong fight, but Ape Stance takes him out. And now Hookah is clear for Bean Boy, but he has 3 people to deal with, and the dark cover holds spawn. So no way he just pushes in here. This man just doesn't fear anyone. Skirt finds 1, finds 2 through the smoke. And now it's only Bugsy and Gokster. This guy is toying with his food. Bean Boy has the Sheriff headshot off the mark. It's match point for Rutgers. And things are looking diabolical. Skirt is just living the time of his life. This guy is playing deathmatch right now.
It was 3-2 at one point.
It was.
It was 3-2, and there was a 1v1 defuse for the 4th round for Rutgers. And since that point, there 9 straight rounds, and it's not looking like it's going to be anything else. There is the Hero Bulldog and Hero Guardian on Gokster and Bugsy the Bean, but other than that, the buys looking just about even. We're gonna see Haven, the most comfortable map. Cheesy doing a lot of damage. Bugsy, or excuse me, oh, Cheesy got that kill. Oh my god, my brain flipped on who was on defense. A lot of damage by Bugsy, but that gives over a Guardian, and that, I mean, that may be the round. 2 players on A, 2 players on B. Really, dealer's choice with what site they want to go to. Gokster, however, able to get Cheesy. I don't know exactly what Omen was doing, hanging out in that grenade. Largely unpleasant.
You don't like to see that. And you don't like to see that either. Ape Stance is just cleaning house in lamps. And now it's 2v4. And the same story rings true again. His Skirt with he's got an Aries, man. That's how you know that he knows he's better. Tailwind's out. Gives himself a range advantage, but the spray is actually not great. Could go down. Bean Boy takes him out, but Neebs is off the mark, and now it's only Bean Boy. Has the hot hands, but he's being sprayed, and they know exactly where he is. Shock dot on. No cigar, and there we go. Relaxed Potato with the Bulldog. And now, bear with me, but I'm going to say it was a convincing win.
I think so. I think
for Rutgers in game 1.
I've never seen Wisconsin look like that. It didn't look like they were ill prepared, shall we say. Ill prepared for the aggression and the defensive side that Rutgers brought to the table, whether it was Skirt opping every single angle conceivable and tailwinding away after he gets a pick. Relaxed Potato taking showers and being good for 3 in a position where in reality he should only be good for 1. Cheesy with absolutely wonderful support. I think he had a round where he had a 3K. Vicey vital with the darts, vital with the information. And Ape Stance, you may not see it in the kills. He's not at the top of his team's leaderboard, but the impact that he made on that Killjoy, out of this world. And this is the lowest I have ever seen Neebs in my entire life.
Yeah.
133 on the ACS, 6 and 14. There was nowhere for him to make impact because there's no one sitting back to get scanned by his darts, and no one allowed him to work the way he does. He's not a Jet. He's not a Raze. He's not a Reyna. He's not going to get in there. He's going to pick you apart when he plays slow. And Rutgers was incredibly prepared to change that pace, even on defense, setting the pace. So all in all, an absolutely wonderful job. Wonderful job by Rutgers. And the scary thing is we're going to Haven, a map where Rutgers has not lost. They've taken impressive scalps. In a map that we don't see Wisconsin play very much in competition. Explo, any final thoughts before we kick it to our friends from Corsair? Or excuse me, a 5-minute break. Sorry, I just can't get Corsair off my mind.
Yeah, they're just so beautiful. But Bugsy is not going to be happy with a sub 100 ACS. That's going to hurt the average slightly. But I mean, it is just domination. As you said, I think you're right in setting the pace. I mean, you just can't deal with that when it's so varied, and they were controlling everything and just playing the game how they wanted. And I think if Wisconsin want to put up a fight in game 2, they need to start trying to do the same thing and trying to outgun, try and control the pace, try and control positions, and as you always love to say, take map control. But we'll have to see what they can do on Haven. And if there was a game that you weren't the favorites for, it's probably this one. But we have to go to a 5-minute break before we get to that. So we will see you in 5 minutes. We will go to recover, and hopefully so will Wisconsin.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Aquatic Studio. And Riptide, that was quite the first round. They powered straight through that one.
My prediction was correct, by the way. So thank you for being a great school with the great studies and great Valorant teams, by the way.
See, this is why I just don't say anything. I stay hidden.
That's because I'm right.
You know what? This is actually the mid part of our tournament as well.
Yes.
Which means we have all sorts of great things to talk about in the aquatic space and ways that you, the community, can stay involved in what we have going on. And the first way is, of course, giveaways. There are two that I want to quickly talk about before I turn it over to Riptide to talk about some of the upcoming events that are on the horizon. And of course, those two fantastic giveaways are both our Aurora R11 desktop that you can find on Instagram at Neptjun Gaming, where you can walk home with a beautiful PC, powering you up with one of those fantastic new 30 series cards. So you can take advantage of all the great gaming experiences. And no, you cannot have it.
I just want the card. You can have my 28 Super. I'll even sign it.
On top of that, y'all, be sure to be watching my Instagram a little bit later this evening. We're going to be teasing a Helm audio giveaway that I talked about last night on Fireside that is just about to go live. We're going to be empowering all sorts of gamers to jump into the action and get crystal clear audio definition, as well as that THX boots to enjoy their gameplay experience. So be sure to stay tuned for that Helm audio greatness. Again, I'll be posting a little teaser tonight, and that should go live tomorrow. But Riptide, why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the great events that are happening here at Aquatic over the course of the next week?
Yeah, so tomorrow we are doing community mashup, and I think this might be the first time we're doing Call of Duty in general. I don't think we've done it, I know, for leagues, but I don't think we've ever done it for community mashup.
No, internally,
Yeah, and this is the first time specifically being Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. That's a lot of colons in between there, by the way. Next thing you know, it'll be Black Ops Cold War Space Road Trip or something.
Space Road Trip.
It's going to be fantastic. Yeah, we'll see you in 2045. Now, with that being tomorrow, that is going to be 1:30 Eastern time, East Coast, Beast Coast for you guys out there. So you can catch us playing Call of Duty. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then we have a brand new show, which I've been working very hard on all week to try and get set up for everybody, but it's making waves. It is a debate show where we get two participants from the community to over what we like to ruffle it up and pick a little bit of a controversial topic and let them have at it within the gaming community and gaming space. So we're excited for that. It's going to be 7 o'clock Eastern time on Monday. And then we also have Fireside Chats with Neptjun here Thursday at 8:30 Eastern. And then you'll be back with us for Big Ten next Friday at 7:15 Eastern.
Man, that is a whole lot of action over the course of the week and a whole lot of ways for the community to dive in and make some money too while doing what they love, playing games.
Correct. And guys, there's only more to come. This is just a start.
Of course, there's lots of great things on the horizon, but
more Riptide.
I know y'all don't want to sit here and listen to us talk. It's time to get back into that action, back into the Valorant gameplay, and get back to our casters. But first, one more word from our friends over at CORSAIR.
Welcome back to Rutgers Mealtime. where for the main course, Wisconsin have the Wisconsin with the start of Wisconsin look to be the main as well. And I mean, Haven is Rutgers' map pick. You said they've never lost, and we're seeing a Reyna from Relaxed Potato. The nerfed Reyna, but still confident enough to pull it out. No Jet still for Wisconsin. Gokster still going for the Phoenix. So, I mean, it's gonna take some challenge to pull this one off. But if anyone can do it, it's Neebs and Wisconsin.
I would argue, I would be willing to make the argument that the nerf / buff actually made Reyna significantly more viable in a team play setting. You're not going to be able to run Reyna and like silver ranked on a Smurf account and just ace every round because they give you 1v1s. But if you use Reyna the way she's kind of meant to be used as like a sneaky, not a full peak agent in the way that you have a Jet or a Raze with that mobility, but to be able to ping, do some damage, have your team swing with you, and land a couple shots with that 3-second cushion on her ability to dismiss or devour, she becomes a lot more viable of a character, even if she's not the one getting the kill.
Yeah,
and a good start for Wisconsin.
Yeah, starting off with a positive, goes out with the dark cover as well. Nice and coordinated off the start with the Omen smoke as well. And now Skirt's going to decide he wants to get in some of the action, so he will. Picks up Gokster straight away. That did not look right on my screen. But hey, I'm watching from EU. But Bugsy now, they just have to basically not allow and not stand for Skirt as a person and as a human being in general if they want to take this game. Okay. I thought they blocked their way with the turret. Now that would have been a sight to see. But going for the defuse, I mean, they have just taken their post-plant positions. Ape Stance finds one, and it's really going to be a bit tough now. And two at the same time, both headshots. It's clinical. And Rutgers start how they left off.
Let's go back and look at Skirt with the entry onto the site. This is what you want from your Jet. Not the Jet baiting. Gokster able to get one. But you have Jet, okay, I know where he is, and then I know where the second most likely position is. Use the dash to get out of it. Taken down to 18 HP, but with 2 lives claimed, he's able to get out, put himself in short, and kind of be the last line of defense. Even though that started out perfectly for Wisconsin, a little bit of a team-coordinated play into that sewers area. Having a player like Skirt to be able to open up the site solo by himself and just like that, able to take down Bean Boy and Long against only classics and a shorty and a frenzy, but still able to take that opening pick and do what he needs to do. Gokster going to turn around and get seen, and that is probably going to be the end of his life. Skirt good for 2 in the eco round as well, and good for oh, I thought he got it. Vicey was able to take down Neebs, but a lot of damage for Skirt there as well, and just like that, the round is essentially over.
Interesting from Arthur there. Leap of faith, if you will.
You gotta do what you gotta do, you know?
Yeah.
I love the courage.
Yeah. I think there's something to be said about in the round before that one. When Skirt goes in, he found the 2 people that weren't in Heaven, and the player in Heaven is very much easy to shut out, unless they choose to drop down, take that full damage, and still trying to get the spray. So not only, it was only 2 kills, but I think there's something to be said about the impact, and that's sort of the duo dish that you get with Skirt. Is you have some players like Northwood from Michigan, for example, who doesn't really get like, lots and flashy kills, but he gets the kills that matter, and you get both of them with Skirt. And oh no, they both left the site wide open. This is not ideal. Relaxed Potato finds Bugsy over at B, leaving that wide open, and now, I mean, they have to make their mind up where they want to go, and, well, the open site seems to be the only option. Spike needs to go down relatively quickly, but they have plenty of position to choose from, and now Relaxed Potato dies straight away. And now, well, Bean Boy has to run through a lot. Dismissed to get out, needs to run, needs to hide. 6 bullets left in his magazine. Given the time to reload through the smoke. Now, needs to find something, but Skirt shuts him out relatively quickly, but they have C9'd, as Overwatch players would say, and leave the site completely, but Vicey has an Odin in round 3 and decides that he doesn't want any of that. Gokster does find one. Now it's a 1v2. very workable, but the Odin is still up. Let's tag the spike. And well, I mean, that's to be expected. Doesn't have a lot of time left, literally can't see through his wall. The spray is almost good. But the Odin rings true, as it always does. Vicey might die here.
Yep.
Woo! There he goes. This is his Odin that he worked so hard for, but I mean, he already got his fair share and his money worth. Got basically won the round because of that. I think that was
bought. That was bought by Wisconsin.
Was it?
That was a full bonus. That was a full bonus for Rutgers. That was who's playing B? That was Bugsy. That was Bugsy the Beans Odin. He was playing it boosted on box, I believe, and it fell down. Either that or he was playing one of the weirdest off angles I've ever seen in my entire life. But that was a Wisconsin gun that just got handed over, and they did not want it. They're not playing Odin. Like, they have the money for it. They could have carried it on into the next round and just not a nothing. Two-man setup here in A short. Got to play the ecos as best you can, and Skirt's going to be good for 2.
Oh, well, 1. If you don't peek it, and Goxter's here to make an impact, but it's just nothing is working, and, well, Skirt has telegraphed that he's in here, but Bugsy does find 1 with the nerfed Stinger, and looks about to walk into the path of the Lion that is Skirt. Does find 1. Jumping spray isn't quite, isn't the most accurate thing you can do in this game, but now it's only Neebs to try and make an impact, and Cheesy is just spraying him through the wall. Rutgers are showing themselves why they are currently first and will most likely stay first for, unless Purdue, also do the same for quite a while.
Purdue and Illinois, the only 2 teams in the same stratosphere as this Rutgers Scarlet Knight squad, and I knew they were good. Their stats looked good. Their wins looked good. But there's something about seeing this Rutgers team in action that is borderline a spiritual experience, looking more like a tier 2 professional team than they are a collegiate team. Their strats are immaculate. Their control is immaculate. They're doing everything together. Bugsy the Bean trying to do his best to take as much C-long control, giving Rutgers something to think about, but even then, there's really nothing gained as they're forced back immediately. Goxter has been able to take a good chunk of A-long, and he's going to hear that rotate. However, the utility from Sova is there, and it is about to get real uncomfortable.
You've got to get that spray. Come on, Skirt manages to get away with his life, and if there's one person you want scraping out of a battlefield, it's not him. And Beanboy does manage to find his match. Does manage to take out Skirt, and I think now maybe things will start to look a little bit different, but Vicey is still alive. Does have the spike. It can go down here. Hide from the 2 in heaven. It's not ideal. Shock Dart's going out. He's being bullied, but the damage isn't quite enough. And they're looking to make their entry now. The spray down isn't quite there from Ape Stance. Arthur does find 1. Does find 1 from Ape Stance as well, but it's too quick. And finally, after some work from Beanboy and taking out the mastermind, they do manage to find themselves around on the board, and you have to hope, for their sake, that it's not the only one they're gonna find.
Goxter, a borderline miracle that he even gets one. A little bit more patience from Skirt, and Vicey's Owl Drone sees Goxter push all the way up, and that round's over before it started. Good on him, able to land 1. That spray transfer would have been absolutely amazing if he was going to be able to get Skirt right there. And Wisconsin has figured out the formula for winning a round, because that is the only round that Skirt has not been good for a multi-kill. Sitting at 10-3-1, looking like he's smurfing in this lobby. Wisconsin's going to need that and a lot more of it, and they are not willing to give up the A-long control that they thought. Beanboy able to land a headshot onto Vicey. The short control's been taken. Skirt in a little bit of an awkward position, not going to be able to trade that immediately. And Bugsy sitting up above boosted in one of the, beautiful jiggle peek, and Bugsy's good for 1 there. Ape Stance able to trade him in a 4v3, another favorable situation, but Skirt still alive, still dangerous, and the round is not over in any way, shape, or form.
I don't think you can count any round out when Skirt is still alive. But, I mean, now Goxter really needs to pull something out the hat here, and his reaction time isn't quite on it. And they've been given the site with the spike. They can't quite find it, and now through the cloud burst, it's not ideal. The rotations are a little bit slow as well. And Skirt has popped his knives. Popped the Blade Storm. Nice recon bolt. Gets the information, but you can't really act on it And now Skirt needs to try and cover, and he will through the wall as well.
Sure.
And now, well, there you go. Ape Stance takes out Bean Boy as well. It's a massacre on the A site. Everything that looks favorable is shut down, and they always have an answer.
And let's check that replay, because at this point, it's just Skirt teaching us how to play Valorant. He knows there's only a couple angles that the attackers can come from. They're going to push that ultimate just because the time's running down. Headshot, GG, round's over. Good luck, have fun, and just the spray through by Ape Stance to finish that round off. Only one position that they could be in. Clinical. Good use of Ape Stance's lockdown, and the odd man situation becomes a 3v3. The 3v3 becomes a 3v1, and just like that, we are done, and Wisconsin back on a broken by a 5-1 lead already. This one, no delusion of this match being anywhere close.
Yeah, it's not ideal at all, and well, they've just cleaned up the site. Just whatever they wish seems to come true. And now Bean Boy, I was gonna say he was trying to do something, but I mean, not really, because he's dead now. And Beyond the Grave can't really do much. Goxter is just trying to... There we go, there's one!
No way. Surely
I mean,
not.
He'll take it, but I don't think he'll get more than that. Hang on a minute. Okay, they're gonna push down now. This is really dangerous. Has the curveball out. Does find one, actually. Hang on a minute.
No.
Goxter. No. Had to reload. Now, if you gave away that round, that would be trolling, I think. But they had all but one ultimate into that round, Wisconsin, and still couldn't find anything. They only used one, but now that the ultimates are even, it's going to be a little bit more rough coming in.
This has to be a round win. This has to be a round win for Wisconsin, and still the full buy isn't all the way there. Reyna sitting with 25 shield, not the worst in the world. If he's able to get an opening frag, that becomes full shield very, very quickly. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, this round has to be a round win, and it has to be convincing. There's no money in the bank. There's no more room for error. Rutgers making this look like just an absolute... Sure, Skirt running headshot, why not? You're having a day. You're having a day. Kid, and you are having a day. And he's going to push that smoke. Why wouldn't he push that smoke?
Oh my god, he is trolling. It's Skirt's world, and we are just living in it. He is the main character, if you had any doubt. And Goxter does find one, Empress. But nothing really to do now. Hunter's Fury comes out, he's almost hitting it. I'm not going to make a dodgeball reference, I'm beyond that now. And yeah, cheesy spray down, because why not? Rutgers are on top of the world right now.
Information gotten by that Sova ult translated into a paranoia from Cheesy into a 2K. This is absolute masterclass in utility uses, absolute masterclass in site takes. And then you have Skirt running around with the Phantom, running headshots. There's something. It's hard to hit a man who doesn't fear death, and Skirt running with no regard for his own life, sitting at 16-5-3. And this isn't Northwestern. This isn't Ohio State. This isn't some luckless squad. This was a team that, in private conversations, I thought could win the whole damn thing. And I mean, that's Cheesy trolling with the ultimate, gonna give Neebs a rifle. Will it make a difference? Maybe. Probably not.
Probably not.
I want to believe.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all want to believe at this point, but for some reason, nothing will ever seem to work. And the run it back for Goxter is available. And 1 second ago, Neebs was firing shot dots, and now he's getting hit. The swarm grenade does find Neebs. Another spray down. Bean Boy does find one, but even through the Devour, can't find anything. It's a 1v1, but who else? Who else is your final boss than Skirt? And round the corner, the headshot's missed, but he will retreat into Garage. Now really needs to win this fight, but it's not good. Skirt is the final boss in this in the big time arcade game, and he just can't be stopped. But we saw as soon as they shut him out, they won the round. And I mean, I think that might be the key, but they just can't do it.
It's really easy to say, hey, if you just kill Skirt, you should have a good
That's
chance of
true.
winning the round. That's like saying, man, if you just kill Wardell, if you just kill Sinatra, you should be able to have a good chance of winning the round against TSM or Sentinels. It's easier said than done, and this is just absolutely clinical. They're gonna go for a C-take. Oh my god, they might have sprayed him through the wall. Oh, nope, he's still alive. Never mind.
18 health and a dream. Lucky sprays might be the way to defeat this man. Maybe, yes, Arthur does find it, and now things might start to turn around. Relaxed Potato does find one, but Bugsy's on for 2 more. And really needs to get things moving. Neef does find one, but he's not looking the right way. Wisconsin find their 2nd round. And it's all at the hands of Arthuruk and Gokster, who had to tag team to take him out, and Easy goes in the old chat. Well, I never thought I'd celebrate a round like that, but when you're being dominated that hard, I mean, that is a success in of itself. And you know, you said that, yeah, sure, you can't, you know, you can say just kill this guy, but it doesn't. I mean, you know, a lot of the time that's sort of not necessarily true. This is true. There is a direct correlation between killing Skirt and winning the round, and it's not healthy. I'll have to see if they can move again, but Gox goes down. And Skirt is making sure to preserve his own life this time. Pick up the spike and go somewhere else. And they've been given the B site as well. Well, Wisconsin, what is your answer? And it looks like they haven't got much. Hang on a minute. Neebs approaching around the side. How has he heard him? Never mind. He managed to find that one. And now things are starting to turn. The Skirt goes down again. Neebs is going big. Needs to find another headshot as well. He's found his fellow Sova and spray dart shock darting him, but can't really find anything. There we go for 3 and 4 for Neebs. Wisconsin are coming back, and it's all at the hands of the Sova. There's the Neebs we've been missing for the past 23 rounds.
let's watch Neebs. Let's go back and watch Neebs
for a change.
And we're going to see the final 2 kills. Does a great job of using his utility to force Sova out into the open. And just, I mean, at this point, you can't fear death. You've done it so many times. How can it scare you? Able to land the shot onto Cheesy to complete that 4K. And an absolutely wonderful job by Neebs. A little bit lackadaisical in that B-side take. A little bit too cocky. And Neebs popping that Sinatra ult. Wonderful play. You see this on Sinatra's YouTube and Sinatra's Twitch stream all the time. Able to land an early tag onto Ape Stance.
You should run. Oh, come on. You've got to read that, Bean Boy. Come on. Surely. Needs to find that kill. Right, Skirt goes down. Now the round has really begun. Bean Boy goes down straight away. Neebs has his arrow lined up and ready to go. And now it's all about the retake. Spike isn't down. Approaching Heaven, I think, is honestly a misplay, but we'll have to see if it comes out big. Now... well, it's all about the retake. Spike is down, and Skirt is nowhere to be seen. Arthuruk goes down, though, and Neebs will have to replace him in his position. Bugsy, 5 health to his name. Needs to find a headshot big. Neebs goes down, and now it's only Bugsy after a drop down from Heaven.
5 HP, and there's a turret.
Oh, no. Don't die to the turret.
Surely not.
Come on. No!
No.
Ape Stance. His brain is simply too large.
Switching sides.
Oh. This is a game. It really is.
This is one of the more entertaining demolition matches I think I've ever watched.
Oh, absolutely.
And you know, 9-3 was 9 to no, was it 10-2 or 9-3 at
10-2.
10-2. So Wisconsin already doing better. A positive sign for them as they go on attack, and this is somewhat of a more attacker-sided map, but with the way that we saw map control being taken by Rutgers on Bind, I can't imagine anything else will be different on Haven. We're already seeing a 2-man push down C long, 3 players stacking that site. Killjoy, Ape Stance locking down the A site, and it is about to be very unfun for them. They do manage to take out that Molly. Bugsy good for 1 at the very least. You know what? If I'm Bugsy, I'm trading my life for Skirt. I'll trade my life for Skirt every single round.
I like this. They're playing a tower defense game in that they are just setting up 2 people along the map to hopefully read where Skirt's going, and I mean, I don't disagree with it, but now Goxter isn't looking the right way. Cheesy will take out. This isn't Bloons tower defense. You can kill your turrets and such. That's such a niche reference. Jesus Christ.
No, I played a good amount of Bloons tower defense growing up. That's one of those. It's one of the GOAT browser games, man.
Yeah. Well, Abe Stats might just jump down here for his feeling lucky. Beanboy does find one, and now it's only Neebs, and he jumps into the face of Neebs. Hang on a minute. Things have changed and overhealed now. Beanboy, it's Rainer on Rainer. Headshot duel. And Beanboy does not have to go anywhere. The time is running down, and Relax Potato now subbed in to change the game. Can he do it? He's going to go and tap the defuse. He's holding it. He's making the run, but telegraphs it a little bit. It's gone half. And I think the time might have run out. It doesn't matter. Beanboy finds it in the end. 4. They are doing mathematically twice as good as they did last time.
A pistol round win. Absolutely massive. If they can convert on this second round bye, it'll be interesting. We've never seen Rutgers lose a pistol round, so it'll be interesting to see if they decide to buy into this or take it with classics and get their economy under control just to end things a little quicker. And with a 5-round cushion, we're gonna see. Oh God, Skirt's getting the shorty. It's very possible we could see some dumb jet plays, and that might be one of.
Themselves. This could be dangerous. You know, I'm honestly surprised he's not pushing.
I honestly like the fact that he's not down A long or up C long at this point and taking some form of map control. A little bit weird that they're sitting back with the classic rounds. They'll push with full rifles against a low buy, but when they're the ones having the low buy, we are not going to see them do much pushing. And that Sova drone, yep, that is going to get him out. The crossfire is going to pop up. Oh God. Oh God.
No, he missed the first shot.
And he got the rifle. He got the Phantom. He got the Phantom.
Oh, he got a Spectre, which is good enough for him. This man has X-ray vision. But they have left a spike. And now Ape Stance has to go big. Right-click classic. He's going to have to ring true through the door. You just have to spray it, really, Bugsy. But now Ape Stance has been given the chance to run away and change position. And sneak, sneak, sneak he will as he heads into the top of garage.
He's going to have the advantage in this gunfight. He's going to win this round.
Oh, no. He's not looking. But okay, he's not going.
Oh.
So they'll watch that back on the VOD and be quite frustrated. But Bugsy now has every advantage. But being attacker. Really needs to run, knife out perhaps.
10 seconds
yeah.
left.
And now
he doesn't have a choice.
Well, here's the noise, and now it's time to go.
Spike planted.
I mean, just take C long, right? I think that's the play, but I don't think he knows where he is. So
good push into spawn. Good push into spawn. Nobody has any information whatsoever, and he's holding the perfect. Oh, the extra
timing!
Okay.
There we go. that was like watching a chess match. I think we went into like golf style commentary there.
And there's Bugsy the Bean with the Wisconsin tactical crouch. Good to see them having a good time. Unfortunately for Wisconsin, 4 players dying to shorties and classics, and that is going to put them up against a full complete buy. Cheesy on the Guardian, so him buying that Sheriff in that last round is going to put him onto a slightly lesser buy, but full armor across the board and 3 light shields and 1 Spectre in the hands of Arthwook on the Wisconsin side. And we are going to see a Rutgers having that gun advantage, and they're going to push down mid. And we are going to see Skirt take down Bean Boy. And just like that, you know, there was a part of me that started to believe. But it is going to be very tough to come back. If they lose this round, okay money. It'll be another broken by best case scenario. But it's not looking good for Wisconsin. They are going to need to get something special this round, and Skirt already pushing up.
Bugsy needs this right now. Does find it. Now things can start to change a little bit. But taking down to low health, does have to teleport from the shadow should he choose to use it. Players are leaving the A site, but into heaven. This is going to be a little bit weird, not looking the right way. The timing is just diabolical, but Bugsy has managed to secure something. Needs to leave, but Ape Stance reads him like a book, like a novel, like a child story. Could find a headshot here. Goxter does find one in heaven. Things are now all even. Hunter's Fury is available in the post plant. Neebs can go big here. But he hasn't been able to leave the site. So this is not ideal positioning. Needs to find one. He's not looking the right way. Everyone's cleaned up. But Cheesy, questionable decision when you have about... How much damage? 24 damage, doesn't it? When you jump down from there?
I believe so. I believe it's 24.
Yeah, I mean, questionable choice, but we saw Arthuruk do a swan dive out of that earlier this game, so I think it's more treated as a diving board more than anything else.
You know, at least Arthwick had the integrity to land on top of those middle boxes on default. You know, Cheesy, the round one, I get it. You get excited. You want to be down there, celebrate with your team. Or excuse me, Cheesy, and unfortunately okay, he's going to get a rifle dropped his way. And a little bit of a weird buy coming out from, I mean, both of these teams pretty broken. Rutgers does have the advantage. Avesance setting up on C, and that is going to be crucial as this is going to be a fast push down C.
Yeah, Skirt is nowhere to be found, and as good as that is that he's not there when they're taking the site, it means they have to face them in the retake. Goxter! Oh no, he has the Blade Storm out as well. I didn't even catch that. You know he's sneaky when the guy who sees all the information still doesn't know what's going on. Now Neebs in a good position. But the Ghost is not ideal going up against the Blade Storm. That was really weird, and Skirt is going big, still finding more, and well, yeah, I think we're done with the you know, winning. Yeah. I think that's just what happens. You know, you shut down the idea that killing Skirt means you win the round, but don't kill Skirt and let him get into the retake, and that happens.
That's, I mean, what is there to say?
Silence.
What is there to say about that? They were completely willing. Ape Stands knew he was going to get overwhelmed. Coordinated retake. They had Cheesy ready to flash. Even with Neebs with a Ghost inside that smoke, gonna barrel stuff. Skirt with the dash and the Blade Storm. Absolutely clinical. And off of that, they're going to push into A, and they are going to find out Ape Stance is more than comfortable setting up his utility on A, and they're going to play it for the retake as well.
Yeah.
Three players on flank through mid. Three players on flank through mid. It is about to get very uncomfortable.
Arthuruk is about to either have the play of his life or just be completely overwhelmed. We'll have to see which one the gods have decided it shall be as they take up the positions. Nice targeting, priority targeting onto Skirt. He goes down. Arthuruk is actually filling the prophecy a little bit, as he does also use his ultimate. And this has been shut down a little bit. Vicey over on the site has found one, but this duel is just too intense, and now it's only Relaxed Potato. Arthuruk finds 3, and what looked like a tsunami has been shut down by a simple man with a funny hat. And I mean, I'll be happy with that.
And let's check out Arthwook there. He did a fantastic job of holding what should have been a one-and-done position. Able to get Skirt, which really the only frag that matters. Sees Omen throwing utility, pulls out, right-clicks onto the head. Wonderful discipline, and just stays alive long enough for Bean Boy to take things down on... Take things down for Wisconsin on the site. Able to complete the 3K there at the end of the round when everything was said and done. A little bit of a sign of life, and Bean Boy carrying that momentum on, able to land the headshot through the wall onto Vicey, and that is going to give them a 5-on-4, and Bugsy already pushed all the way up through garage. You hate to see it.
Skirt isn't pushing.
No.
I'm not. Oh, it's on the box. Okay.
Yep.
Not sure about that now that they've basically shown everywhere except there. He's still not even turned around. It's like he's meditating and he's just... I am finding out where they are through spiritual means, but God will not help you here. And, well, they've managed to get onto the site, but Ape Stance is holding firm. And this is where the monkey could be unleashed. Fake plant. Well, they figured that one out now, and now Skirt has been unleashed. He's been untethered from his favorite box. And now things are looking dangerous. It's a double, it's a pincer. But a pincer is not what they needed right now, and Ape Stance is the only thing between them and losing the round, and that will fall relatively quickly. And Ape Stance did well to hold it, but I mean, I've got to question Skirt standing on a box that he knew that they wouldn't come from for about 25 minutes.
Well, there was still the possibility that push through garage was a C split. He did a good job smoking off C long and watched that garage push. Unfortunately, in that position, you're not much help anywhere else on the map. And when they decided to go B, it was just Ape Stance versus the world. Good for 2. He took a 4v2 down to a 2v2, and Goxter and Earthwook just were able to hit their shots, and we are going to see a fast play down C long. Sheriffs on 3 light armors in the hand of Wisconsin. They're more than willing to give up this round, and if you guess the wrong spot to push, this could be absolutely deadly. Wisconsin playing this incredibly patiently, seemingly keenly aware of the possibility of such a push.
Yeah, well, things are... It hasn't gone as successfully as they were hoping it would, and they managed to hold firm. And now it looks like they're going to make their move. If you can outrun Skirt, he can't shoot you. But
if you run from your problems, they can't find you.
That's true.
This is just objectively true. That's 3 therapy for you. Oh, and Cheesy, that's nasty.
Yeah, that Cheesy will find you. Ape Stance has 11 health and a Sheriff and a Dream. And Artwork is okay. Never mind. I thought it was gonna go all the way back into
Bugsy with 4.
Yeah, I mean a headshot here maybe. They are single fire weapons, so maybe if they miss the opening shot, he has a chance here. If they don't check the angle, but here we go. No, Relaxed Potato cleans up, and now Arthwook not looking on his camera. Things aren't looking good. Cheesy has entered the site now. Multi-pronged attack. Does find one. Checks hell. No one there. Arthwook goes down as well. It's match point. And now, last chance saloon for Wisconsin. How much do you want the comeback? The thrifty win. The economy isn't great, but I mean, it's the final countdown.
Do.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. A little 80s Europe reference feels good, man.
That's the one.
Feels good. So, just to be clear, you did not get my Blink 182 reference, but you're going to reference hair metal band Europe from the 1980s. Okay, sure. You know what? You learn something new every week. New every week.
I'm more talking about the final countdown from that one SpongeBob episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so you have no actual frame of reference.
No, I actually don't listen to 1980s Europe.
To be fair, my frame of reference for that comes from Hot Rod, so I'm not much better than you.
I don't think anyone knows the final countdown from the actual song Final Countdown.
Well, you know, you never know who's in chat, man. Maybe Europe's in chat and you really hurt their feelings.
Yeah, well, you know how you can solve that? By subscribing with Twitch Prime. I'm not going to do that.
Oh, God.
Here comes Relaxed Potato, pushing into the site, does find one, dismiss out into the cloudburst. Things are looking dire.
GG.
And now, GG all around. Bean Boy did what he could, but in the end, Rutgers are too strong. And, well, I mean, they put up a fight, a valiant effort, but Rutgers remain at the top, and the Red War is won.
The Red War won by Rutgers and won by Rutgers convincingly. Just for funsies, let's take a look at the Empress coming out from Relaxed Potato there. The retake clinical, they're more than willing to go into this in a 5v5, able to get one back sight, use that complete invisibility, line up the shot onto Goxter, and just for the funsies, his counterpart Bean Boy also on the Reyna. Done and dusted. Skirt 345 ACS 26 14 6. Not much else you really need to see here. Clinical, absolutely clinical.
Showing what they're about, I think, is probably the best way to put that.
There are wins and then there are statement wins, and that was an absolute statement win from the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. A coming out party of sorts for Skirt. Now he has to be talked about in that upper echelon of Jet players amongst the Munchies and the Penguins and the Nar Almas. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful play from them, and it is going to be fascinating watching them battle it out for that #1 seed along with Illinois, Indiana, and Purdue. Tough from Wisconsin. This is a game that they had to get at least one map. It's making it very, very uncomfortable, slipping to 1-5 over the course of their last 6 weeks as this playoff picture begins to heat up. Not what you need from Wisconsin, but they did look significantly better, especially Bean Boy and Goxter on Haven. They seemed a lot more comfortable than they did on Bind, which makes absolutely no sense, but I guess that's Valorant for you. Any final thoughts from you for this one, Explo?
Yeah, I mean, skirt supremacy. I guess that's the way the world should be run. I mean, even having a player going 8-12 in your team, skirt is enough. He's worth 2 men. I'm surprised that there wasn't. I think the game probably had to go a bit longer for him to hit 30 kills, but it was 4 off and 400 ACS. Sadly, out of the picture. I think we've seen probably about two or three 400 ACS games just across the entire conference. But I mean, Wisconsin. I don't know if I can say, all right, then they're not as good as they were, or if it's Rutgers are way better than when they started. Because I mean, I feel like if you put any team against that, you'd see something similar. I just think that maybe Wisconsin need to not take that as this is where we stand in the conference, and more, okay, we lost to the top. Let's not try and push for first and second place. That I think maybe probably demoted to the playoff races rather than the championship winners.
They're gonna have a little bit of soul searching to do after this one. After the last couple weeks, they've gone up against 2 of the top 3 teams, and sizing themselves up, they don't look like they're a part of that upper echelon. They look like they're a little bit more in the middle of the pack. If they refine their form towards the end of the year, maybe a couple tune-up matches, I'm not entirely sure what their end of the season schedule looks like. But there still is hope for them. The gun skill is there. The coordination, the plays, especially as that game develops, started to look a lot better. They just didn't look ready for the level of coordination that Rutgers had to offer. And Rutgers really proved themselves to be in consideration for that top team, for that number 1 seed, and one of the favorites going down the home stretch to take the whole dang thing home. But before we kick it back to the studio, I know you're tired of hearing us ramble on about how good Rutgers is, but I feel like it deserves to be said. Skirt is a damn good player, one of the best that we've seen. Rutgers is a damn good team, and probably the most complete performance that we've seen here on the game of the week. But without further ado, without CORSAIR, nothing is possible. Without CORSAIR, we don't see Skirt, we don't see Rutgers. So a huge thank you to CORSAIR for putting this on yet again. We'll kick it to that last CORSAIR ad, bring it to the boys back home in Naples, and we will get on with our Friday nights. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you guys, CORSAIR.
Welcome back, everyone. What an exciting game that we had. I mean, Rutgers just dominated both innings. And again, it just feels so good to be right. That's what it's like to live in the shoes of Riptide, But I do want to give a big shout out to both schools for being awesome and participating in the Big Ten. And remember, we'll be also back next week with some more Big Ten action. I also want to give a big shout out to Call Me Wolverine and Explo for always just killing it. I mean, you guys are awesome. Seriously. It's really great that I can even, we've been super busy around here getting ready for a lot of new things, some things we've even hinted at. And so we actually sneak away and do a little work and we turn on the game and, have a great time. It's so awesome. You can just fade out and get some hard work done listening to Explo and Call Me Wolverine. So, guys, thank you again for always joining us and always just going the extra mile.
Yeah, I mean, of course, this is one of our favorite events. I mean, It's where everybody comes together. The size of this event alone is super exciting. So, of course, I appreciate everyone that's here both live and, of course, in VOD here very shortly. And, of course, also, thank you to CORSAIR for making all of this possible. And another special thanks to Helm Audio, who's going to be powering up this pretty awesome giveaway that, again, we'll be hinting at on my Instagram here in just a few moments. And then, again, we'll go live tomorrow across that Aquatik channel. It's pretty exciting. So again, everyone, thanks for coming out. Riptide and I appreciate it, as well as all of the aquatic community. There is so much more to come in the very near future. So we appreciate it. Have a wonderful evening. I'm sure our community manager, Elby, is firing up a raid as we speak to dive in and enjoy some more Twitch gameplay. But in the meantime, I'm Neptune, and I'll see you in the arena.